everybody. Thanks so much for joining me today. I have a special guest with me, and her name is Alison Murphy of Choosing Joy. You can find Alison on Facebook, Alison Murphy, Choosing Joy. We'll include the links below on this video. And today I'm interviewing Alison about our experience of working together, which is how we met, and which is why we want to share with you today what her experience has been like. So thanks so much, Alison, for taking the time to come on today.
No problem at all. It's a pleasure.
Yeah. So just give people a little feel into like what did you hope to achieve working with me in our holistic nutrition coaching program?
Actually, so much less than I actually did achieve. I think when I got in touch with you initially, I was suffering with a hypothyroid problem, and I wanted to address that.
Mm-hmm.
That was really my main aim. And the big issue that I was having with that was my energy levels were so low. I was just wiped out every day. It was hard to get out of bed. It was, really difficult to get going in the morning. So when I did get going, I only lasted a few hours, and then I was butched by the afternoon and wrecked by the evening, and sleeping a lot and just not feeling well at all. And I got in touch with you when I finally decided that my medication wasn't working for me, and I had a chat with my GP. And he basically said, well, you can put up with the side effects and take the tablets and not have the symptoms, or you can come off the tablets and not have the side effects and have the symptoms. So I decided to come off the tablets, and then I got in touch with you to get your help. And it was to bolster me, really, to kind of go, okay, I was kind of bracing myself at that stage for ill health and on the doctor's stern warnings.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to do something positive to kind of counteract that, and to be really looking after myself better.
Mm-hmm.
So that was why I got in touch with you.
Yeah. And I suppose, was your number one intention was to just get rid of that symptom? Was that kind of like where you were coming from at that point?
It was to help me out with that. Yes, literally. I was petrified at that stage. I was so frightened and in so much fear about going back to the place I had been before I was diagnosed with hypothyroidism. Like, I had suffered from bouts of depression, and I had been really struggling to get through every day before they had diagnosed me. And I was kind of heading back towards that. And I was getting really, really frightened about going back there again.
Yeah.
And it was just that one thing. When I spoke to you, and I can remember you asking me even, was there anything else? And I was like, no, there's nothing else. Nothing else I need to fix in my life at all. And it became about so much more, and I got so much more positive out of it that, to sort of narrow it back to, you must have thought I was mad to just have that one. But that really was the one thing that kind of, I thought, no,
yeah,
work this out. Yeah,
exactly. But I think, I suppose, coming from like the medical model of, say, going to the doctor and you're getting a medication, it's kind of like, it is a big leap, I think, coming into like a coaching program, like the nutrition coaching program. Yeah. So it's kind of like, I suppose, would you have thought that you could have done that in like one session, or was it kind of like a big leap for you to kind of say, okay, I'm going to do this for like 3 months, which seems like a lot compared to, say, the usual model of going to like a GP practitioner?
I actually think going into it, I was quite open. I really didn't have a huge expectation about how fast it would work, or how it would work, or how long it would be for, or anything like that. Like, I think I just knew I had to do something drastic to change how I was looking after this particular problem.
Yeah.
And I was willing to do whatever I had to do to sort it out and to kind of get to grips with it. So in a way, like, I probably did kind of go at the beginning, oh my gosh, 3 months of, but oh my God, I was, only a couple of weeks in, looking forward to the call every Tuesday with you, and kind of getting into the next bit of it, you know. So no, I think it was quite open going into it about how it would work and what would happen.
Yeah. So for people listening who are kind of new to that way of working, so can you share with them what was that experience like working over like a 3-month period, and like what does that feel like, and what was that like for you? Because obviously you're a mom of 2 girls and you have your own business as well. So what does that look like for you?
Actually, it was really easy. You made it really easy for me because we organized. What I actually did initially was I organized to have the day of our call. I took that day off work, so I had someone else fill in for me that day, which was for me, even that on its own was a big step, you know, because kind of it's my business, so I'm trying to look after it myself. So taking a day off was a real luxury. So I made time for myself. I thought this is something I need to do. So and then like I knew I had my call with you every Tuesday morning, and that was my time, and it was fantastic just from that point of view alone, just to have that time set aside every day. And it was sacred time. It really was. I think maybe once or twice I had to cancel out, but it was easy to do, which when you're busy and you've kids and you're looking 10 different ways, and you were really flexible as well, like the once or twice it was late or I had to move, or you know, you were able to do it. So the flexibility of that was fantastic as well. I going into it and not kind of knowing what to expect, and having that sort of open mind about that I'm going to do whatever I need to do. What really appealed to me at the start of it, Aisling, was your whole approach, that you were going to guide me to creating my own sort of self-care toolkit. That you weren't going to be on the phone once a week telling me what to do, and not kind of supporting me in it, and then going, all right, you're on your own now, off you go. You were actually showing me why I was doing what I was doing, and I understood the whole process really well because you explained everything so well, and we discussed everything in depth. So to know that at the end of it, of the 3 months, I was basically going to be taught the skills to look after myself from here on in, not just be given a load of things to do and have to do them. You know, it was really feeling it, and I really embraced that from day one with it. And I look forward to the calls every week, and it was, you know, it was something really positive and really joyful, and that I got something out of every week as well.
Yeah, there's like so much to it that it's sometimes hard to describe in words. Yeah, exactly. But no, what I think what's lovely is that it's for me, it's, as you say, it's not about just like giving you loads of information and here's the program and follow these steps and this is what I say is what is gospel. You know, it's really about well, I think it's going on a journey together, and also it's a partnership. So it's kind of like you say, oh, this is what I'm feeling, and then what do I need to do here? Or, you know, there's so many different aspects to it. So it's not just like one dimensional, like physical, you know, take your supplements, here's your diet.
It's not. You know, like most days, the call started with, how was your week? And, you know, this came up and this happened. And quite often when I talk to you at the start of a call, I'd be going, oh my God, that really bothered me. I didn't even know, you know? So it's that personal thing of, you know, the stuff that comes up on a day-to-day basis that you're maybe not always really that aware of.
Exactly.
And it's talking through that. And listen, if you were just throwing a program at me, I wouldn't have realized, you know, I wouldn't have made a lot of the realizations I made in working with you. As well.
Which is really important, because I think because what it is like, you know, you might think, oh, I'm talking about like whatever happened in the week, but it's like everything's relevant, because that's where all the like the insight and the learning comes from. And then we go, like, it's like you get full depth then, you know, like full understanding, and then you're able to because I think really it's all about, you know, empowering you to have that toolkit for life. So I feel it's really it's really great to hear your feedback, that it's like, that was your experience. Because it's like, for me, I think it's when you're like fully committed to it, you know, like which you were at the beginning. And I think you made that decision, and I think you were kind of like on that road, you know, you were on your path like of choosing joy.
Yeah.
So I think it was like the perfect time for you to kind of fully come into your own.
Yes.
And you know, so much more has come out from that, like since I've seen you.
Absolutely.
Like, you know, with your working on your new website and going in a new direction with your career and everything. So it's really, really exciting. So so can you, I know you've said that you're going to have like, it's really a toolkit for life, but can you share with me like what are the things that you feel like you'll be bringing into the rest of your life, like going forward from working together in the program?
Oh wow. God, that's a biggie. You know, one of the things that I really took from it that I had never actually sort of woken up to before was that nearly, you know, there's a sort of trials and tribulations of daily life and the things that happen. I would have been very really reactive in the past with stuff, you know, something would go wrong and it would be the end of the world. I'd be getting really stressed about it and focusing on bad stuff and why it happened to me and that kind of thing. And you know, possibly part of that was all part of my physical health issues as well. But what I took from working with you was to actually take a little bit of a step back and to calm down and to say, right, okay, why is this happening, and walking myself through it, to see what's behind everything that's happening and see what's behind my reaction to things. And I actually don't be so proud of me. I'm actually in a spot now where quite often you know, if I do fly off the handle, I'm very quick to go, oh, hang on, what's going on?
Yeah.
And I don't even think about that much anymore. It happens automatically. So I will fly off the handle and the next thing out of my mouth will be, oh, I'm really sorry for reacting like that. I didn't really mean it.
Yeah.
Already thought in my head, why am I doing that? I'm doing that because I'm taking it personally, or, you know, I'm really sorry, you know. So that's one of the big things for me out of the whole experience is that I've started to, I'm much happier, I'm much calmer, and it's just really nice to be. Do you know what it is? I think before I would have really beat myself up about flying off the handle at someone and felt awful about it for days. Now I go, oh, I made a mistake, I'm really sorry.
Yeah.
I leave it there. I'm not holding stuff anymore. I'm sorting it out in my head and I'm moving on.
Yeah. But I think that's because it's like, you know, I suppose you have that kind of the tools and the kind of that like framework now to kind of really it's like, you know, the whole thing is like coming home to yourself and being like that self-parent and that almost like your own coach then. You know, it's like because you walk through the process so many times that it's like that's then it's just ingrained into you. So even if you're going to go, oh, you know, it's not like that you're perfect, but it's like you're able to have whatever emotional things that come out.
Yes.
And then you're able to just go, oh, why is that happening?
Yeah, in a way it's kind of accepting that you're flawed in a way and you're human and you're going to react, but you can look at how you react. Like I think possibly the first time we talked about this, I was like, oh God, I really don't want to start examining why I'm reacting the way I'm reacting.
Yeah.
Do I really want to go there? Oh my God, it's going to be a minefield. It's going to be awful, you know, all this reflection, and it's supposed to be really painful when you're doing that. That was what I thought, and I was really afraid of it.
Yeah.
But I guess with you holding my hand, virtually holding my hand on it, it was actually a really easy thing to do. And it wasn't painful and it wasn't horrific and I didn't get really upset, but it was really eye-opening, and I learned, and I'm still learning an awful lot about myself from my work with you and my little toolkit now that I have, that I'm adding to slowly but surely, I hope.
Yeah. Well, that's my whole intention, is like to kind of really catalyze you on your journey.
Yeah.
You know, and that's an ongoing thing, that kind of, you know, you deepen into that, and you further that self-discovery, really, isn't it? It's like, but it's such a kind of, for me, it's sometimes hard to articulate that, which is why I wanted to do the interview with you about the experience, because it's sometimes like, you know, I'm kind of saying to people, you know, it might be like that you come to me for a physical thing, but it's like, it's this journey, and sometimes it's hard to articulate that, I found.
It is. Yeah.
Because it's like, it's not necessarily like a statement. It's like, it's a whole experience that you kind of, you have to go on to kind of realize it's like, this is, you know, there's more to it than you think from, say, just your mind, like what your mind would think when you're initially saying, oh, well, I have, you know, a physical, you know, like, why is this showing up? And it's really, really interesting to hear like how you're taking that into your life. And like, what really inspires me about you then is the fact that you're, you know, you're taking that and you're actually embodying it, like you're living it as a practice. Like, I see your Instagram page and, you know, all your little pictures, and they just pop up on my feed, and it's just lovely to see what you're doing and how you're going to bring that out into the world as well, and like basically pass this on to other women and ignite other people to go on their journeys. Because I think it's not about just like, you know, one or two people doing this now. I think it's about us all coming into our own, and like being able to basically empower other people to also then come into their own self and their own power.
And what I love about it is it's not preachy. It's not, you know, it's just going, listen, you know, this is, and it's the approach that you took with me was very, you know, well, this is what I found to work for me in the past, and this might help, and this, and it might not, but give it a try. And, you know, it's different for everybody. But it's that sort of, I think, you know, if you can live it yourself and be an example, and you know, you might inspire 10 people, you might only inspire one person, but if you just do it, it's going to be good for you anyway. And hopefully along the way you can inspire some other people to think about making those changes too, because they're easy to make.
Exactly. It's not you imagine it is like really complicated, don't you? Like, before you think, oh God, this is going to be so much hard work now, and it's going to be like take up so many hours, and you know, and it can actually be very, very doable.
It is very doable. I mean, at the same time, I wouldn't have managed to do all that stuff and found all those resources and all those little tools all on my own. There's no way I would have found, you know, the things that have made a really big impact in my life where I wouldn't have found on my own without your help. So while it was all very easy, it just wouldn't have happened without you. So thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Well, I'm delighted to hear. I'm delighted to hear all my research is paid off. I know, but it's being able to deliver, I think, in a way that is like, for me, it's about being able to make it as joyful as possible and as supportive as possible, so that you actually can do it, that you're not like thinking, oh, these are the things that only like people who have all the time in the world can do, or, you know, that like if I'm busy I can't do it, or, you know, it's really about being able to make it that it's like everyday things, like just simple things that actually make a huge difference that you wouldn't realize until you start to practice them.
But you start practicing them and they're fun and they make your life better, and you're going, oh my God, there's no punishment. What's the story?
What's the story? It's just easy. I get like, where's the catch, kind of thing.
We're in that mindset of, you know, for anything to be, I think it might have been Danielle Port was talking about this a while ago, and it really hit home with me that it was in her fire starter sessions that we have this mindset of, you know, if it's worthwhile, it has to be hard. And it doesn't. You know, the easy stuff actually is just as effective as well if you take the right approach.
Exactly.
The hard doesn't necessarily mean it's worth doing.
So would you have any advice for somebody who's kind of maybe starting off and it's maybe, you know, coming across this and saying, oh, this feels like something that I need to do, but I'm a bit scared, or I'm a bit put off by, it seems
clarity call. I definitely, your clarity call was a big thing for me. And I think I actually did 2 clarity calls with you, because I found you early last year.
Yeah.
And the timing just wasn't right for me. And then I got in touch with you, I think, so at the end of summer last year.
Yeah.
And we did another clarity call. And then I was like, whoa, yeah, this is what I have to do. So
Yeah.
I would say to anyone watching the video or anyone thinking about doing it, just book the clarity call with you and talk to you about it.
Yeah.
I think, you know, we stayed in touch as well after I talked to you the first time and I couldn't go ahead. So, you know, it was that kind of, I felt like that was kind of like a little incubation period for me to sort of, to reach all the points I needed to reach to get to working with you finally. So that's the one thing I'd say, take that leap and do the call. And I think that would, you know, they call clarity calls for a reason. And
exactly. Very clarifying. Very clarifying.
They are. And you do go, oh my God, like, you know, I was talking to you and I was going, that's an issue? I didn't realize I had an issue with that. You know, it really clarifies for you what it is that you're going to need.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'd say do the clarity call. Go for it.
Yeah, brilliant. Wonderful. Thank you so much, Alison. So I recommend people to check you out because you're a huge inspiration, and I love your energy, and I love what you're putting out into the world. It's really, really precious.
Excellent.
You are precious. So your Facebook is Alison Murphy Choosing Joy, and you really are an embodiment of that message. And I love seeing you, and I love seeing you growing. So it's like that gives me so much joy to be part of your journey and part of that experience of you going into the world and bringing through your message as well. So I'm like, yay, rooting you on.
Our work together isn't done, I don't think.
Oh no, we'll definitely be teaming up at some point and doing some collaboration anyway. So it's been really lovely, and thanks so much for your time. It's been really eye-opening. It's lovely to kind of have that feedback from you, you know, like after finishing up working, and just hearing that angle from you, because it really helps me to kind of see, okay, you know, because sometimes it's it can be challenging to sometimes describe this to other people. That was where I found it. I really wanted to do this interview with you, just to have it from your voice.
You know, somebody else sees it and goes the same path. I'd be delighted.
Yeah, wonderful. Thank you so much, and I will see you soon.